Hey guys, welcome to us diving into what in the world it means to flow through a vinyasa. So if you have not watched the video on chaturanga yet, I highly encourage you to watch that first before watching this video, because this video kind of implies that you already watched the chaturanga video. So go ahead and hit the pause or stop button, watch the chaturanga, and then come back over here to flowing through a vinyasa. So let's dive in. In the chaturanga video, we talked about coming from high plank to low plank, scooping the heart forward and up, and how the shoulder blades came together and down the back of the back as you scoop to that upward dog, right? So when we go, if we want to flow through a vinyasa, we're going to take it another step. From the upward dog, we're going to move to a downward facing dog. Now the entire process of coming to high plank, low plank, chaturanga, inhale to up dog, exhale to down dog. That's flowing through a vinyasa. So when a teacher will often say in sun salutation A, sun salutation B, between the right and the left sides during a body of work, you might hear a teacher say, put your hands to the floor, step back, and flow through your vinyasa. What they mean by that is come to a high plank. Doesn't have to be hands and feet with the knees up. Your high plank might look like a tabletop. Your high plank might look like with your knees down but behind your hips, so you're really still engaging the core. Your high plank might be a one-legged high plank, guys. Sometimes when you step that foot back, you can float a leg and flow through a vinyasa. So there's a lot of different ways to take a flow through a vinyasa. The right way is what works best in your body on that day. But generally speaking, what it means to flow through a vinyasa is high plank, low plank, up dog, down dog. Now, that's what our physical bodies are doing. Now, what is our breath doing, right? You're going to inhale to high plank. You're going to exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right? Now, there's one exception to that. I'll say it one more time. Inhale, high plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. The one exception to that is a lot of times in a sun salutation B, we inhale to warrior one, and we take one big exhale all the way down, step back, chaturanga, right? And we do that to get all that excess breath out, right? Just like a big exhale, because a lot of times we kind of halfway exhale. And those sun salutation B series, one purpose of them is to excavate all that needs to come out before we start our body of work. So, that one exception, coming from a warrior one to flow through a vinyasa, the teacher may cue you, inhale, warrior one, lower the hands, step back, exhale, chaturanga. One big exhale from up here, exhale, lower the hands, step back, chaturanga. By the time you take that upward dog, you are really breathing in hard. You're like, thank goodness, press it back, downward dog. Okay, so that's essentially what flowing through a vinyasa means. Let's do it together, flowing in several different variations. So I'm going to take you through the most common variation first. So maybe you would be coming from, say, like a sun salutation A, you've come to forward fold, you did your halfway lift, and then the teacher says, and flow through your vinyasa. What she or he means is plant the hands, step back to high plank, inhale, chaturanga, exhale, inhale, up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so let's talk about that variation one, how to get from an upward dog to a downward dog. I would say this is probably the least accessible variation, but it's what you want to go for. Traditionally, full scaled up upward dog, your knees are off the ground, you're pressing into the tops of the toes, your heart's lifted forward and up, your gaze is up. From here, you draw the core in, belly button lifted, knees never touching the ground, legs are straight, lifting, lifting, lifting up through the core. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog, settle in. Show that to you one more time. Coming from upward dog, this is your breath in, pressing into the tops of the toes, knees are off the mat. Exhale, drawing the belly button to the spine, lifting the tail up, flipping the toes, letting the knees bend so you can lift the hips up, let the head drop. Exhale all the way. All right, now, there's about 1,000 shades of gray in between that and what works for you, okay? So we're gonna take it down. We're gonna go one variation at a time until you find the one. That's the one I've got. And then you work your way up, okay? So most of us our upward dog is not that full expression of upward dog, right? We don't have our knees off the ground just yet. Our heart's not lifted. Maybe we don't even feel that lift. Maybe the shoulder blades aren't together yet. So let's be a little more realistic about what this might look like. So from your upward dog, maybe you can still, from there, come over the tops of the toes. But for most of us, rotating over the tops of the toes is not quite there yet. So what you can do instead is lift the hips up and back using your knees, tuck the toes, downward dog. That is a very common variation of that shifting. So upward dog, maybe you have the full expression of upward dog, maybe, but you begin almost lifting, but using those knees as needed to flip the toes. Maybe you're almost there, guys. Maybe you're lifting up, and then right here you kind of get stuck. Bend the knees, tuck the toes, and finish that transition. I promise you, there is no yoga police coming to get you if you bend the knees and then tuck the toes. There's nothing wrong with taking it that way. It's just nice to know where you're going, flipping over the toes. Now, a couple variations of flowing through a vinyasa. Most commonly, you're going to take some variation of what we've already done. It's kind of a high plank to low plank chaturanga, inhale up dog, use those knees to get back to downward dog. Downward dog is not accessible for everyone. There's another variation of downward dog called puppy pose. I want to make sure you understand that you can use that when you're flowing through a vinyasa. Puppy pose is on the shins, the forearms, the head to the mat. Okay, so this can be used in flowing through a vinyasa. It works particularly well with a knee down vinyasa. So let's come to a high plank with our knees down. Take a breath in. Notice my knees are behind my hips here, so I'm still engaging my core. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale through up dog. Exhale. I could go to downward dog using the knees tucking the toes, or I could find puppy pose, shifting to my forearms. Take a breath in and out. We'll go through that one more time. Knee down, high plank, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. Tucking the toes, downward dog, or puppy pose. Forearms down, hips up, head down. All right, now there's one more variation I want to show you. And believe it or not, guys, I practice yoga all the time, and I love scaling things up, but I've had injuries that have caused, it has been such a challenge to flow through a vinyasa. Even that knee down variation is like just not available all the time for many, many different reasons. So I want you guys to understand the point of flowing through a vinyasa is not to become some super strong yoga, like magnificent, yoga model or whatever. The point of it is to reintegrate the pelvis, centering the body. So oftentimes you've done like the right or the left, and you kind of just need to come back through center with your physical body, but it's also a way to come back to your breath. So it's really important that you're thinking about that. Inhale, high plank, exhale, chaturanga, inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog, right? So what happens when you flow through a vinyasa is you reintegrate the pelvis, you recenter the body, and you refocus on your breath, all right? So a way that we can access that for some significant modifications, still reintegrating the pelvis, still moving with the breath, is using a tabletop position. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. So from tabletop, it would be a knee down high plank if I move my knees back a step, but tabletop has way less weight in the hands. I'm evenly distributing the weight between the knees and the hands now. Take a breath in. As you exhale, chaturanga. Inhale through upward dog, which actually looks like a cow pose, okay? So when you're using the tabletop variation, use your cow pose for your up dog. Feel the shoulder blades together. That lift at the heart, look up through the eyebrows. Breathe in. Puppy pose. Breathe out. Now, of course, that could be a downward dog too instead. So that's kind of the most gentle variation. We'll do it one more time together. Tabletop, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Cow pose, breathe in. Puppy pose, breathe out. All right, guys, whether you're taking that tabletop variation, knee down high plank, or high plank variation, either way, you are flowing through a vinyasa, and hopefully this video was helpful to you. Thank you so much. Don't forget, you can always DM me if you have any questions, guys. Take care.